We're about to try something I've never seen before. I mean, I've tried a lot of blood dishes, but nothing like what you're about to show me now. Can you just tell me how this works?
Last time, on our Tanzania tribal adventure, I got up close and personal with the snake-loving Skewer tribe.
That's what I call a TikTok dance!
And I witnessed as local cooks made a feast that could feed a village.
We also do have chicken heads on a stick. I don't know if that's gonna be a Minnesota State Fair food anytime soon.
Now we're heading westward to Mount Kilimanjaro. But what many tourists may miss on their way to this legendary peak is one of this country's most unique tribes. Meet the Chagga people.
Jina langu ni Sunny. Jina langu ni Sunny. Do you think she speaks Swahili? Or maybe I don't speak Swahili.
Around the base of Africa's tallest peak, you'll find members of the Chaga tribe who have seamlessly adapted to life on the mountainside.
They don't have room for a huge pen or a huge pasture, and so they've had to literally build a pen here out of wood.
Today, I'm on a mission to show you a new version of paradise.
This looks glorious.
A place of strong, independent survivalists who make life in the jungle look easy.
Look at this bountiful harvest.
The food they eat,
just a little.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of raw blood.
the booze they drink.
This is made from fermented bananas.
It's something like you've never seen before.
If you don't like goat, you will not like this.
It all starts here. Right now, we're at the base of Mount Kilimanjaro, the tallest mountain in all of Africa. This dormant volcano towers 19,000 feet with 5 different climate zones, from the icy top to the lush jungle at the mountain base.
We are deep in the jungle right now. It's almost time for breakfast. We need to go pick one ingredient before we can eat.
This is the home of the Chagga people, the 3rd largest ethnic group in Tanzania, renowned for their prowess in agriculture and their effective use
This one.
This right here.
of bananas.
Oh.
Meet Tadeus. He's invited me to his mountainside home to experience and share the culture of his people.
But it's way up there. What's the plan?
Tadeus doesn't get the bananas. He brings the bananas to him,
Oh, he's doing the old poking technique.
whacking the tree in half and collecting the goods.
Yes! We got some bananas.
Unlike other plants, bananas can only produce 1 fruit per stalk, so it's important to cut down old stalks for the new ones to grow.
Our brave gatherer over here has produced a whole, what do you call a bunch of bananas? Oh, a bunch. We have a whole bunch of bananas right here. So we're gonna pack this up, head back to the house and get breakfast started. Let's do it.
On the way back, there's one more ingredient needed for breakfast: local wild yams,
This is what I want.
Oh, that's a tiny little yam.
another staple of the Chagga diet.
Here we have the bananas. We've just brought them back. She's peeling it now, and it is hard to peel off. You can hear it's very tough and coarse as she breaks it. This is hard, like a tuber. Let me see if I can crack it in half. Yeah, it just snaps in half. There's nothing soft about it. And even on the inside, it looks pretty different from other bananas I've seen before. And with this kind of hard constitution, they boil it and then they make a banana soup. That is gonna be our breakfast soon, if I didn't ruin it. Tadeus, good morning. Thank you for joining me today. We're at your home right now. This place, I'm looking around, it's like paradise. Do you feel that way?
No. If you take me to your place, maybe I can feel the same thing. So.
Well, I don't know, because if you go to my home state right now in Minnesota, you'll see about 30 centimeters of snow and you'll be freezing your ass off. Does that sound like paradise?
Maybe it will be my paradise.
Can you tell me what we're gonna be eating for breakfast today?
Now we're just going to eat some kind of food called MTORI in Swahili.
MTORI.
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 Yeah.
MTORI, or banana beef stew, is a famous Tanzanian dish that comes originally from the Kilimanjaro region. Here, they make it from bananas and yams. I've heard of bananas for breakfast, but next, these starches are topped with boiled beef. Then another layer of banana, yam, some salt, and water. Seal it with a banana leaf and let it steam for 30 minutes. After it's cooked through, add cooking oil and water. Mash it until it becomes one thick, sticky paste and finish it off with beef stock.
All right, I'm gonna try just the porridge part first without the beef. Oh wow, it doesn't taste like banana at all. It's just really starchy, almost like eating a potato. So it's really thick and quite delicious. That's awesome. And then there's some beef here. A little tendon in there too.
Careful.
I just came here from meeting with the Skewer tribe. And so they are very agricultural, but not pastoral at all. And so they don't really have any animals except for chickens. When I asked why, it was simply because they didn't have the knowledge about what to do with those animals and how to raise them. But here you have like every farm animal I could imagine. Where'd you learn all this?
We just heritaging this kind of lifestyle from our grandparents.
So you just grew up like this? Because even the Maasai people, they do have livestock, but they have to handle it in a very different way than you because you're on the mountain here.
The problem is we don't have enough spaces where we can graze them free. We call it zero grazing system. So we just tie them inside and we just went outside looking for different grasses and then we just bring something back to them. So it's like that.
This is a fantastic start. Today, we're gonna try something that's really traditional in the village. We're gonna cook an entire goat. Do you have a goat picked out already?
I have to decide.
And how will you decide?
By looking the size and how old it is.
But not like how much you like them?
I like them all, but I must choose one.
That's our next step. You're gonna see which one gives you the side eye, which is the meanest looking one, and we'll pull it out.
All right.
All right.
The goat is dispatched quickly. The blood is drained, then the skin is carefully removed. The organs and innards are extracted and laid out on a banana leaf. The goat itself is propped up on a wood rod and moved to the roasting pit.
Right now, we have the whole goat splayed out on a spit here. The first step here is they're taking the appendages, they're using leaves to actually tie them closer to the body. They're too far away, they're gonna get close to the fire, they're gonna burn and just be charred to a crisp. We don't want that. More or less, we want everything to cook evenly. So they're gonna get the legs tied up, and then from there, it's just gonna rotate until it's all the way cooked through. What's really unique about this style is you don't usually see roasting done this way. Usually the head would be taken clean off, even the legs and the hooves would be cut off, but here this is their traditional way of presenting it. Even the ball sack is still there. They skinned the whole animal except for, I'm not sure if we eat the sack. We'll see soon.
To add flavor, a simple combination of salt and lemon juice. Now, the painful part, basting the goat and rotating every few minutes so it cooks through evenly. This process can take up to 3 hours.
So while the goat is cooking, I want to give you a little bit of a house tour.
Around this mountain, you won't find a traditional centralized village.
He has a complex of a few different houses because a few different people live here.
Instead, each separate household lives amidst its own banana garden. Bananas are an essential crop here, from daily cooking to making an assortment of beverages, or selling them for extra cash.
And then he's got tons and tons of animals.
Besides fruit, the banana stalks allow Chagga people to raise a variety of animals, even without grazing lands.
In here, a couple of cows, and this is where he's feeding them the banana tree. So the tree is soft, it's supple. You can actually slash it up quite easily and put it in here in this wooden trough, and they eat.
Despite its simple exterior, inside this animal house, you'll find a whole zoo.
And here are the calves eating the same thing.
They have rabbits.
And they have little baby rabbits over here. It's freaking adorable. But don't get too attached because these animals are not pets, they're food.
And dogs.
The dogs are not pets, they're also not food. These are alarm dogs.
And that's not all.
In here, even more animals.
You may recall they also have goats.
Unfortunately, there's one less goat here now, but he's still got like 8, 9, 10 goats.
Part of sustaining animals and crops here, the rich volcanic soil beneath our feet. Second is the knowledge accumulated and passed down through generations. This is a very specific geography and climate, which requires a very specific way of life.
What's so unique about this area is that it's built on a mountaintop. They don't have room for a huge pen or a huge pasture, and so they've had to literally build a pen here out of wood, and this is where they hang out all day. They've got their food here. What else do you need?
While I was touring his home, Tadeus was making use of the goat's prized organs to create a local favorite. The goat's innards are boiled with salt to create a potent broth. Before eating, you must add one more ingredient you won't find at any restaurant.
Tadeus?
Yes, I'm here.
The preparations are underway for the goat. Goat's on the fire. But here, we're about to try something I've never seen before. I mean, I've tried a lot of blood dishes, but nothing like what you're about to show me now. Can you just tell me how this works?
now. So the size of this, we add just a little blood, not that much.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of raw blood.
Just a little like this.
It's still a decent amount.
So now we are going to take the soup. We call it white soup.
Right, it's like a white milky broth combining all the organs and the fats, so that gets dumped into the blood, and that is steaming hot, like boiling.
You can see how it's changing very, very slowly from red to brown. When they change that, it means they're ready to be consumed.
So you don't eat raw blood ever?
No.
All right, let's try it. That is potent. It reminds me of many dishes I've had in Asia, like a pho broth, something that's just very deep in flavor. It's really incredible.
Because of its concentrated amounts of salt and minerals, you can most often find locals eating this dish on a Sunday morning when they have a hangover.
Right now he's got some stomach over here. He's gonna slice that into little bitty pieces. Oh, you put it in the soup? All right, let's try it out. Oh man, it's a really good texture. That's pretty good stomach. Stomach is tough for me because some people are really good at making stomach. Some people, they're not. And when they're not, it can get really bad. This is quite delicious. Even when you were younger, is this the way you would prepare a goat? The head is there, the legs are there.
So we do that, in example, in special events.
When is the last time you did it this way?
1 year ago.
So really for special occasions.
It's very, very, very special.
Why do you keep the head and why do you keep the whole body together?
For example, if I want to give somebody a prize, I need him to see everything. Now you see that is a goat because you can see the evidence.
Heart, kidney, stomach, lungs. This soup contains almost all of the goat's organs, except for one, the goat liver. That was saved for the fire. Then they wrap it with caul fat and grill it until the fat melts, creating an epic flavor shell.
We've had roasted liver before, and in many places here in Africa, even in Egypt, it's very common that they cook the liver straight away. What makes this especially unique though, is that they've wrapped the liver in caul fat, a big thin membrane of fat that is kind of usually wrapped around all the organs and stuff. Oh, thank you. All right, so we all got a piece? Cheers. Oh wow, right away there's a strong hit of goatiness. I love goat, but if you don't like goat, you will not like this. But then just beyond that, sometimes when you eat liver that's not been prepared very well, it can like dry your mouth while you're eating it, but not this. This, it's moist already, plus they wrap the fat around it too, so it's kind of juicy and fatty at the same time. Tamu. Tamu sana. Delicious. I love it.
While the goat continues to roast, we're heading to the local market.
So, it turns out we have almost everything we need except for a few ingredients. So we're headed to the market right now to buy some vegetables and a few other things. My man.
Yes, man.
So we have meat, we have a lot of meat. There's one more dish you want to make though with vegetables, right? What's that called?
Kitalolo.
Kitalolo.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I feel like I'm in Jamaica again. What do we need from here?
From here we need vegetable, some carrots. Yeah, we need also some tomatoes.
These look like Roma tomatoes. Do we have everything?
I think.
I'm surprised that you need to go to a market at all because you're such a Renaissance man. You have everything at your house. So when you do need to buy something, what kind of stuff are you usually buying from the market?
We must buy sugar, salt, cooking oil, some stuff like that.
You can't even make your own cooking oil?
No way.
Not yet?
No. Because we have a good infrastructure, the road,
yeah,
we can get everything straight here. But before it was very, very difficult.
How long have you had a paved road like this?
Not more than 5 years, I think.
Wow.
Yes.
But this area still doesn't have electricity, do they?
Only 1 year. That is very, very new.
Wow, that's wild. All right, so preparation is underway. It's a long bit of preparation for today. The goat is taking much longer than I thought. It's now on hour 4, maybe? There may be nothing left by the time it's done roasting. It'll just be a snack, like a crouton. Right here, can I see this? She's just broken open a nut. I've never seen this kind of nut before. Is it a nut?
This is an oyster nut, also known as a queen's nut. They come from berries that can weigh up to 30 pounds. They can be used to create nut oil, or they can be eaten raw.
Oh.
As an added benefit, they're absolutely delicious.
I don't know what that is, but it's really good. It reminds me of a Brazil nut, but it's flat. Something between a Brazil nut and like a water chestnut. It's really good. So she's grating nuts, and she's kind of grating the leafy greens, and look at the way she does it. It's incredible, because she just does everything by hand. There's no cutting board. They just take the food by hand, usually stand over a bucket or a bowl, and they do it in their hand. Here they have a very unique dish that I'm very excited about because I'm hoping it's going to defy expectations once again.
This soup is called MACHALARI, a traditional dish from the Kilimanjaro region. Usually, it's made from bananas and beef, but today they'll swap that for goat organs and intestines, boiled with bananas, onions, garlic, carrots, and tomatoes, until it all becomes a mouth-watering stew.
All right, so here I got some of the broth. I have a big piece of banana. Let's try it out. Wow, super savory, a little bit gamey, slightly goaty broth. The banana is almost like a cassava, just super starchy, very potatoey. And then they have intestines, liver, fat, heart, lungs. I think I should share it. Would you be interested in some of this delicious soup? Try it out. I want to see what they go for. Oh, she's going for the banana, and she's going for, I don't know, that's like the crotch muscle. I'm not sure what that is. Let's see what she thinks. Tamu? Tamu-sana, very delicious. All right, I've got my big old intestine right here. Let's try it out. It's been boiling for a very long time, so it's not like that usual kind of squiddy toughness or chewiness. It was kind of soft and almost milky. That's a unique intestinal experience. That's pretty good. All right, so this is kind of our appetizer. I don't know how many appetizers I've had today. This is just basically holding us over until that goat gets dehydrated down to a crisp. So I'm very curious how that's gonna taste. I'm gonna find out very soon. Moment has finally come. They've taken the goat off of the spit. We need to take it to the eating area. But look at this thing. This looks glorious. A whole goat, head, feet, everything. Right now, headed to the dinner table. Let's go. We've climbed the mountain, we've come up here, they've got the goat, they're putting it on the table, and this part is a little bit dangerous because these legs are well done. Oh, they're breaking off. Okay, that's okay. Everything's okay. All right, they're removing the wire from the tail and from the legs that was kind of holding it on to the wood. And then now, oh, this is gonna be such a relief for the goat, finally having that pulled out of its ass. From here, they're just gonna orient it a little bit differently. We're gonna add some more food, some beer made from bananas, all that coming together, and then it's time to eat.
To join us in eating this entire goat, Tadeusz has invited more members of his family.
Oh, I'm so excited. The presentation is incredible. It's just a whole goat. There's no question. I look at this and I'm not like, is that a kangaroo? Is that a giraffe? No, I know for sure it's a goat.
And why?
Well, because of the head. Yeah.
That's why.
So we have this, we have some vegetables, we have some banana beer, which I'm very excited about. Shall we eat?
Yeah.
Now, this is roasted a little differently than any goat I've seen before because it was not basted. They maybe put some lemon on it in the beginning, but there was nothing to kind of keep moisture inside. And I'm wondering if it's gonna be dry, what's it gonna be like? Oh, that's a big piece. Let's go for it. That goat is delicious. I thought it would be really dried out because it shrunk by half the size while it was roasting. It's really just a little bit crispy on the outside and then really soft and juicy and just full of goaty flavor. Tamu. Tamu-sana, really yummy. All right, right here we have a piece of the neck meat. You know, some places around the world, if you're eating sheep neck, it's actually a delicacy. We had something like that in Iran, and you can see why. This is so soft. Let's try it out. Fat, protein, juiciness, so good. That's delicious, and I want to keep eating that forever. But here we have a vegetable too. What is this?
This dish is known as kitalolo. It starts with nafu and kilodermo, the chopped local greens we saw earlier. Add sliced bananas and grated oyster nuts. Then it gets a little bit funky. They mix soda ash with water and pour it in. Cook it until everything softens up and finish with sour milk that's been fermenting for 2 to 3 days.
All right, I'm gonna try it out. I can feel the grated nuts. I taste the greens. It's a little spinachy, but like a little bitter. And then there's just a hint of sourness from the milk, but it's not off-putting, and it doesn't feel especially dairy-like. It just feels like something in here is a bit fermented.
That is because of that sour milk.
Wow. Does this milk come from your cows? And you keep it in a container until it turns sour?
To ferment, yeah.
How many days does the milk ferment?
2 to 3 days.
Last thing, beer made from bananas.
Bananas.
This beer is called mbege. It's a common beverage among Chaga people. Overripe bananas are peeled and tossed in a hollow log. Then crushed with dry grass to squeeze out and filter the juice inside. The banana juice is mixed with millet flour, then left to ferment for just a few days. After that, you have a drink that is super calorie dense. Plus, it'll get you drunk.
All right. I went, easy.
He said that you have to test it.
Oh, I taste it first? Oh, I couldn't. Here I go. Oh, that's good. Tamusana. Oh yeah. There you go. Your turn. Wow. It's interesting. There's a little banana pulp in there. It does taste a little banana-y, but sour and fermented. It's about as strong as regular beer, maybe like 7% alcohol. Will this get me drunk?
Sure, yeah.
I love being drunk. You are 45 now. You lived here your whole life. You've seen this place change a lot. Added infrastructure, roads, electricity. For you, what's your focus?
Yeah, I'm still have the young kids here. I want to build their future. So I'm just concentrating to make sure that they are going to school well and they're just studying well so that at the end, they're going to have their own better life.
When you say you want them to have a better life, how do you want it to be different from yours?
For example, in the village, it is not that easy to have your own car. No, but if they get good education and good job, they can buy their own.
So is it more about money or more about just catching up to the modern times as Tanzania is becoming more and more developed?
It's more about money. If you have money, you can do anything you want to do. Yeah. But if you don't have money...
Tadeos?
Yes?
You're an incredible dude.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Tony.
Best Ever Food Review Show is a small team of independent creators, and everything we do here works because of you guys. Click the link in our description to join our Patreon and receive exclusive benefits. A peace. Background action. And action. Gina Languni, Sunny. Do you think she speaks Swahili? Or maybe I don't speak Swahili. How do you say my name is? Gina Languni, Sunny. Okay. Why is she looking at me like I'm crazy? Can you eat the tree?
No, this is for cows, for animals.
But if you really wanted to.
No, you can.
Hey, maybe we try it out.
Maybe. You can try it.
Okay, thank you. Then in this room, we've got the toilet. And that's actually a pretty nice toilet. And then to flush it, we've got a bucket here. You pour the water down and it just washes away. It's nothing but a memory. The soup itself, very savory. You taste maybe a little bit of blood.
Because it's not cooked enough.
Oh, you don't taste any blood?
No.
Well, maybe I just have a more sophisticated palate. Boom, that is the end of our video. We are halfway through this country. We have 2 more videos here. I hope you're enjoying it because this is like the most in-depth we've gone into the center of Africa, seeing some of the most unique tribes and food I've seen anywhere so far. I was fascinated by this place today because they just had so many different unique, complex recipes, things I just never would have imagined. New food combinations and making beer out of bananas. It's incredible. I had a great time. I hope you did too. That is it for this one. I will see you next time. Peace. I'm gonna get some more banana beer.